Fellow Australian workers, Frank Sinatra has insulted some of our colleagues. Let me say this, unless he can walk on water, he'll be stuck here until he says sorry.
Yeah, a funny thing happened in Australia. I made a mistake and got off the plane.
The plane in question, a private jet of one of Sinatra's Las Vegas casino connections, landed in Melbourne on the 9th of July, 1974. After a decade of poor record sales and crappy movies, Sinatra's career was back on the upswing. Bob Hawke, on the other hand, was a champion pisspot, notorious womanizer, and the artful manager of Labour's industrial wing. Trouble began the moment Sinatra set foot on the ground. Nobody was there to pick him up. As he headed to his rehearsal in a borrowed car, he was pursued by a journalist dressed in a very cunning disguise.
Is that my wife?
Finally, he made it to the venue, only to find himself locked out.
Hey, Sinatra!
Is it true you had an affair with Marilyn Monroe?
Have you got links to the market?
this way, mate.
Eyes this way.
That night, the chairman of the board let fly. In a prickly monologue, he described Australian journalists as
Bums and throwbacks. And as for the broads who work for the press here, hookers worth $1.50 at best.
the crooner had bitten off more than he could chew.
Of course he'll apologise, silly old bugger.
When the journalists' union's demand for an apology was brushed aside, the ACTU slapped a ban on the tour, and the Silver Bodgie took personal charge of the campaign.
That plane's not going anywhere.
Holed up in the Boulevard Hotel, Sinatra considered calling on the US Navy to rescue him. But eventually, he agreed to negotiate. Over 4 long hours, an agreement was hammered out.
Mr. Sinatra did not intend any general reflection upon the moral character of working members of the Australian media.
Back in the US, it was joked that Sinatra was only allowed out of Australia because the union boss woke one morning to a shocking surprise. Hawke, meanwhile, did it his way. Eschewing the booze and broads, he became Labour's longest-serving Prime Minister, until upstaged by Placido Domingo.